All right. Hey, everyone. I am, Ladislav is getting his slides to the stage. Here they are. Okay. I'm actually going to say to everybody, you probably don't want to see me at this point. Everybody's like, go away, go send us our vouchers. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go hang out with your form that you've all filled out, and I'm going to go be emailing vouchers behind the scenes. So I completely yield the stage to Ladislav. I know you're in excellent hands. This is such a great presentation. I'm so excited for it. I've had the benefit of hearing it before, and I'm excited to hear it again. And I will be busy sending out vouchers. So your task, reminder to everybody, when you receive your voucher, just hit reply. A simple thanks or I got it is all that's needed. And if you decide you changed your mind in the last hour, all you need to do is say, hey, I can't use this. And no problem, I'll keep you on the list for future vouchers, but I can assign that one to someone else and it won't go invalid. So thank you all for your participation today. Really appreciate everybody being here. And Ladislav, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Philippa. For this section, we are going to talk about strategic preparations for Microsoft certifications, and specifically for those that will take these DP-600, 700, and 800. I'm so excited about this presentation because it's something that I really do it. So this is not only something theoretical that I found out there. It's something that I used. And after I have passed 6 Microsoft certifications, a lot of people were coming to me asking how they should prepare, how they should take certifications. And then I decided to make a YouTube video explaining how I do it. And because of the YouTube video, many people like it. And then I'm sharing these tips and tricks with you. So for this section, let's go to the next slide. About me, for those that are following along with since the beginning of the event, you already know my name is Ladislav Andre. I'm Microsoft certified trainer, and I have 6 Microsoft certifications and 1 from Databricks. And I'm also currently preparing for DP-800. So let's go. And what we're gonna cover, let me see what we're gonna cover today. Today we're going to talk how to understand the exam, read the skills and measure. This is the first thing that I do even before I schedule my exam. I just go to understand how the exam is measured, the weights of the main domains of the exams, and this is what we're going to see. And then we're gonna say how to do a complete course about the exam that you were trying to take. We're gonna speak about some mock exams and practice assessments and how you should use the reviews of the exam, and some real practice, hands-on job, and how you can do some demos from Microsoft certifications. And also we're going to speak about strategic keywords. And this is my best method, strategic keywords. I love to do it. And I'll show some tips how to do it. And also, if the time allows me, at the end, I really, really would like to share something with you. For those that will take DP-800, I will search on the internet. There is something really valuable for those that will take the exam. So you can have hands-on practice with actual Microsoft certification, and that can help you a lot to pass the certifications. So here, first, what I do is before I start everything, I read the skills measured in the exam. Let me do it like this, so it's better. All right. Before I do everything, I read the skills measured in the exam, analyze the domains and their weight, check if the exam was recently updated. It's really good to see when the exam was lastly updated and when it will be updated again. If something happens that I schedule my exam and I'm studying, and then the day that I'll do the exam, they updated like a week or 2 weeks previously, then it can like make me fail the exam because I'm not doing I didn't start the most updated exam structure. And I also try to understand the exam. There are a lot of Microsoft documentations about the exam, and some, if there are study cases, there are exams, for example, PL300, DP600, and DP700. There are study cases, and study cases you really have to understand how do they work, and it's what you should know before you start studying for the exam. Also, knowing the time limit and the number of questions, it's good so you can manage your anxiety while doing the exam. And then what I do after I know everything that has, how the exam is structured, how it will appear probably, I just build a complete map to, like, what I do usually is I search and I do a deep search on content out of the internet about courses that goes from A to Z in any tool. There are a lot of videos from on the Reactor channel from Microsoft. Also, for those doing the DP600, I used a video from Will. There is a YouTube video from him, 6 hours, going from A to Z about DP600. So that course is to give me a complete overview of what is there in the exam and what can be done according to the exam in Microsoft Fabric. So it's good to have a complete overview of a course, of the exam that you're going to do. For example, for those who will do the DP-800, because it's a relatively new exam, it can be a little more difficult to find internet, to find courses on the internet. So probably we should just use Microsoft Learn. That it's also how you can go from A to Z. And here we have this learnmicrosoft.com. So this could be good for you to go from A to Z. And this you can do fast. It's just to have a complete overview about the tool the exam that you do. And after I have done the complete overview of the tool or the exam, I will have practice assessments and deep study. What I usually use is Microsoft Learn. So if I use Microsoft Learn, then I know that there are the practice assessment for some certifications, and then I will use this to study with my mistakes. And for this, I'll have to share a little bit here my screen. I'll show how I would do this. For example, if I will do DP-800, I come here and I have this, take a free practice assessment. This is really useful. Let me see which one I will use. So I'll use this one. This is useful because I usually use this kind of practice assessment to study after I have already done a complete overview of the tool. So here I will be responding this, well, almost everything right. Yeah, but then whenever we make a mistake here or got right the answers, we can always click and go to the links. This is in Microsoft Learn. I can see because it has units, but usually I prefer to go with the ones from documentation. This is Learn. This is also Learn. So I just keep going, and I don't mind my mistakes, but I'm always making notes. And we're gonna get there when we have the notes. Learn again. And then sometimes we have this, right? They're talking about this. This takes me to the documentation. And here it's where I go in my deep search. It's really, really valuable to read the documentation, because here you can know sometimes about, this is Microsoft Learn again. This is documentation. Here it's good because all the time when you go in doing a deep search about a specific topic that you made a mistake during the practice assessment, at the end, here there is not, but there is always, for some specific cases, limitations and benefits. It's really good to read this, and I do this when I'm doing the practice assessment. This helps me a lot to understand completely what I'm studying. This is also a studying technique that I use, and usually I do the Microsoft Learn 10 times before the exam. This is my, sometimes I did less for some exams, but I think that if you do this 10 times at least, you are probably more full prepared for this. So I do this, and while I'm doing this, I'm always making notes, and we're gonna speak more about this when we got to the notes, note-taking strategy. Yeah, but this is what I do. And reading the documentation, I'm exhaustive on it. So if I'm reading this and there is a concept here that I don't know specifically, for example, they are saying, right, simplifying reports with direct lake, and I see here direct lake. If I want to know more about this, I always click on it and go to read more about direct lake. And then they are saying about one lake. I can click, and this is an exhaustive approach. So I want to go deeper until I understand completely well about this topic that I'm studying. This is one approach that I do when I'm doing the practice assessment, and I analyze every wrong question. I don't skip it when I have a wrong answer, a wrong answer that I gave, and I take note about it. I study the topic related to the error, and I retake the assessment multiple times. So, and then it comes the hands-on practice. And for this one, I will try to share a link, or I'll show you a great link. But sometimes with the in Microsoft, in documentations, there are links for me to do the practice assessment, and I'll show one here. If we go to Microsoft Fabric, let me see, I think it's here. There are the tutorials. And when we go to tutorials, you can do a lot of tutorials about, this is about SQL. Let me go to Fabric. It's not there. Let's search it here. What is one lake? Right. Just put this Microsoft Fabric tutorials. So when we do this end-to-end tutorials, this is the link, and this is really good to have hands-on practice. When you click here, you go to Lakehouse end-to-end scenario. So they're going to teach you, you're going to read and constructing or doing this demo at the same time. And this is really good. When I was preparing for the certifications, I was doing a lot of these, and I did the Power BI, this one, Power BI tutorial, where you're going to create a semantic lakehouse. Then after you ingest data to your lakehouse, you're going to create a semantic model and a report. It's really good to do these demos when you're preparing for the certifications, because you get hands-on practice, and sometimes you can try to change the parameters. The tutorial is like this, but I can do in another way. This helps you to get a better understanding. So this is what I do with the hands-on practice. And in the previous session, I showed some practice with T-SQL in JSON functions. This is really good. So before the exam, I advise to make a lot of hands-on practice demos, and sometimes for those that are more free to do it, you can do YouTube videos while you're preparing for the exam, because you have to explain to other people, even if you don't publish the videos, because you have to explain, in having in mind that you need to explain to other people that are watching to you you try to understand better, and you will realize that maybe you don't know that well that concept. This is approach that I do. I have videos that I recorded, but I didn't publish it because I was trying to explain to people, and that helped me to get a better understanding of the topics. And then, since the hands-on practice with official documentation, I always advise to do the practice, the demos or hands-on practice with official Microsoft documentations, and there are a lot of links to the tutorials in the Microsoft documentation. And my best strategy for studying for a certification definitely is keyword and strategy note-taking. I even did one just because I didn't start preparing completely for the DP-800, but I already did one. I don't know if this can be seen, but it is whenever we're choosing to a table and we want to use a recommendation engine, I know that is graph table. So what I just do is recommendation system, graph table. For me, there is a link. And this is only the keywords. I can go deeper and study more about this, but the keywords that I use, keyword combination, recommendation system, graph table. And for those that will take a Microsoft certification for the first time, it is really, really important to know these concepts of, let me go back to presentation again. This concept of best practice, cost-effective, least privilege, high availability, scalability, performance, and security. These concepts are really, really important because sometimes there are multiple approaches for you to perform a task, and Microsoft will give you these keywords. What is the cost-effective approach, the best cost-effective approach for this situation? So you have to know which ones. For example, if you try to ingest data in Microsoft Fabric, or if you're trying to run like a job, will you use PySpark, Python? So what is the most cost-effective solution? A lot of times in the exam, they have these kind of questions. What is the most cost-effective solution? And you have to know which one. So knowing these kind of keywords is good, and also knowing what is the best practice and the concept of least privilege when you want to share information with people. So least privilege, you have to know what it is. That means people just have to, that should have the right, the permission to perform their task. So whenever you are going to respond questions in the exams, there are these kind of keywords that can change your response, the right response to the exam question. So it's really good to have this in mind and study about performance. Okay, I can ingest data to Microsoft Fabric in multiple ways, but according to performance, which one is the best approach? It is good to know this. And definitely what I do is my my note-taking strategy. All right, best cost effective for doing this, and I will do the keyword matching. All right, I want to ingest data in a low to no code solution, and I want to do ETL in my head. All right, low to no code, and I will perform ETL. So I know that it's probably data flows Gen 2, probably. So there are, depending on the question, I will analyze, all right, that for me that is data flows Gen 2. I want to ingest data, doing ETL, and I need to ingest big data, and I want the best cost effective or the solution that has the highest performance. I will use notebooks with PySpark. This kind of keyword matching helps me to know the answer. And a lot of times there are questions that they are really, really big, and I have to understand that. And I can lose a lot of time in this kind of questions. So I will read these questions, but whenever I find my keywords pattern, all right, I have this, I have best performance, I have ETL, I have big data, and I have an option to do ETL. So in my head, there is PySpark notebooks, because I have the keywords, although I have a big text explaining what is the scenario, but because I found my keywords, then I know what is my answer. And this is one approach that I use, and I like it a lot. It has working really good so far. So let's go to the next one. Most important, what I don't do. First, let's start from bottom to up. Don't skip wrong mockup answers. Whenever you're doing the Microsoft Learn Practice Assessment and you got a question wrong, it is a good opportunity to go deeper into that question. All right, I got it wrong, but why? What is the right approach? What was the right answer? I click on the links that are there. I go to the documentation. I will read more about that. And then because of that, I will do a note taking with my keywords. All right, the right question, the right answer is this. Then I will do my keywords in my notebook. I always do a lot of notes when I'm studying for a certification. And then some people start preparing before the exam because sometimes so you don't get too anxious, but usually I do this all the time. Like since the moment I have already booked my exam, I will keep studying, but one day or in the same day of the exam, one day previous to the exam or in the same day of the exam, I only study my keynotes, my notes that I did. Sometimes it goes to 300 lines of notes, and then I would just study my notes. This also makes me feel less anxious because I'm already studying or reviewing what I already wrote on my notebook. I don't go to do any more demo or do an exhaustive study, only my notes. And then studying before knowing the exam. I see a lot of people that already been working with Microsoft Power BI for like years, and they are failing the exam because they go taking the exam thinking, all right, I know Microsoft Power, I know Power BI, but they don't know the exam structure. So if you go to do an exam before or without knowing the exam structure, most of the times they are failing the exam. And also rely on only courses. If you did Microsoft Learn the whole path for your exam, and you're thinking that because of that you can already go to do the exam, you're gonna pass, probably no, because it's not enough. It's completely not enough. And then what else I don't do is memorize DAMs. There are a lot of websites, and they say they have the exam questions, and they sell this to you. You're going to buy it, only do that. And in my experience, it doesn't work. The exam will vary, the exam questions will vary a lot, and you will not learn how to do the tasks on the topics that you are studying, on the topics that are on the exam. So I don't advise that, and this is what I don't do as well. And finally, my final checklist before the exam. I read all the skills measures in the exam. I know everything that could come up on the exam, so there will be no surprise for me. I understand the exam question types and the formats. Sometimes there are questions, multiple questions, and this is really tricky because they tell you what are the three approaches to this type of situations. Sometimes if you don't see the three there, you're gonna respond only two. Then this is wrong. You're gonna respond only one. And so it's also important to know the format of the exam and the question types before the exam, so it really helps you stay calm in the exam because there will be no surprise for you. You know everything that is coming, the amount of questions that could come, and the time limit that you have. Right. After that, I completed my full learning path that helped me to get an overview of the exam. Then I know that I feel more confident because of that. I've done a lot of mock-up exams, and I reviewed all my wrong answers. All right, that helps me. I always say this. Confidence comes from preparation. If I prepare really, really well in the exam, I'm calm. I won't feel any anxiety on the exam. And doing this checklist, I know, right, I'm good to go. And I practice. I had a lot of hands-on with the tool. I know what is that. I read relevant official documentations, review strategic keywords. I always review my keywords. It's my best strategy. I read a lot the documentation, and because of that, I will definitely not feel anxious. I will be all right. I know what I'm expecting, and I can go with that. And then this method has worked for me for 6 Microsoft certifications so far. And also, I wanted to prove that this can work also with certifications that are not from Microsoft. So I did an exam from Databricks, and it worked too. I used the same approach, and I will do this again with DP-800. So this is definitely a method worth trying. And I think that doing this, you can really pass these certifications. Also, one thing that is really helpful that I wanted to share, and I want to share this on the end, so it's like for those who stayed until the end, it's a link for those that will make the Microsoft, the DP-800. I know that there are also for DP-600 and 700, but I'll share for DP 800. There is this website. Okay. Here we have this link, and for the DP-800, this is all the labs demos that you can do while studying for the exam. You can see here that they explain to you everything. I will ask with Felipa if she can share this later. This, you can do all the demos following this, running this on SQL Server. And if you're following this while you're studying, learning, doing this demo, definitely this will help you a lot, because you can see things working on real life. In the first section, I created a temporal table, and seeing that is different because temporal table has a specific symbol, and also they have in brackets. They have this information that this is a temporal table. So this is really amazing, and you find this kind of information when participating in this kind of events and studying for the exam, the documentation. So this is definitely worth trying. There are 11 labs, and all about the exam. So you're doing these labs because a lot of times they will put these kind of codes in the exam, and you have to put the right information here. They can change this, put another keyword there, or 3 keywords options, and you have to choose index. But why are you choosing index? So this is really, really important, and I'm going to use this to prepare for the exam too. So I just wanted to share this with you, if you guys can. We prepare for this exam, but there is also for DP-800 and for most of Microsoft's exams. So this is here because I'm preparing also for DP-700 and DP-750. There is also these labs, and it's really, really awesome. So this is it for my section. If there are any questions in the chat, what is the link for these resources? Unfortunately, I cannot share the link here. I'll ask for Felipa to share it.
Yeah, if you can drop it in our chat, our behind the scenes chat, I'll put it in the Luma.
Yeah.
I am working on the email. Too many people put multiple names and multiple emails, and I have to sort them out. It won't even let me do the mail merge. So people are not following instructions, therefore making it difficult for everybody else and keeping people up who really want to go to bed. So I do not appreciate people who don't follow instructions. You are making my life very difficult, and you're actually negatively impacting other people. And it's these kind of things that actually make it so I can't get future vouchers. So it's perfect for people to put one name, one email, and that they want to take multiple exams. I love that. The system only allows you to register 2 at a time. So anybody who wanted multiple exams will get 2 separate emails with 2 separate codes. But I have deleted out anybody who it looks like they used multiple emails and like multiple variations of names. It's not okay. And that's the whole point, is like, if we game the system, then we're not allowed to play. And so I just really want to make sure everybody understands and really makes a point to keep this on the up and up, because this is a privilege that we get. This is not a right. So sorry, I don't mean to scold everybody, but I just want to just say, I'm looking at the form, I'm trying to fill it out, I'm trying to send it out, and the amount of non-compliance that I've already seen is making it impossible for me to hit send, because my mail merge keeps throwing up errors like, you've got duplicate emails, you've got duplicate names. So don't do that. One form, one name, one email, one request. You can put in as many before or after vouchers as you want. But other than that, you screw me up. So sorry. I am going to yield and go back to my email writing so I can get these out as quickly as possible. And wishing everybody fantastic success. You've done an amazing job. What a great presentation. Thank you so, so much. Everybody, please give a round of applause to our fantastic speaker. Drop a like, share these. I was actually going through my voucher list. I actually still have a lot of vouchers that expire today. So I'm very motivated to give them out. The system only allows you to set up 2. So those who requested multiple are going to get 2 separate emails with 2 different voucher codes and need to respond separately to each of them. And I'm going to be very motivated to reach out to people who did not get to join us live, but to sort of encourage them to jump into the resources and the replays and everything. And if they want to kind of claim those today, they can too. So I'm excited to have more vouchers. I really want to divest myself of all the ones that I'm in possession of that will expire today. Anyways, sorry for being cranky. I just know that this, again, is a privilege, not a right. And so we have to play by the rules. And I need real names. I really need full names. I got a lot of people that just put an initial for their last name. Fortunately, they have LinkedIn profiles and they have emails that match their name. So that is good. But yeah, please be as transparent as you can with me and with the system. Because it's, and honestly, the reason that they actually even gave me these vouchers to begin with is they have their own compliance issues when they give out vouchers through data days. And so that's when I initially sort of raised my hand and said, I think I can help. I've got some student ambassadors who are really motivated. And they said, yeah, sure, we'll give you a few. And immediately the student ambassador I gave it to, and I love student ambassadors, they just were so excited to get vouchers. They just ran away and ran into all sorts of random exams. And I immediately got scolded. The first 5 people I gave vouchers to took any exam and not fabric exams. And so I was like, hey guys, rein it in, please stay the path, stay the path. So after that, everybody was really good. And then, but I just had to make sure, again, no issues of giving it away, selling it, your name, the right exam, meet the deadline. So I've been really good, and you guys have all been really good at being compliant, which is why they've been so generous with us. So that's why I'm on about that. But I say that because we really want to share this learning. I think it's this is just the way it's going, and everybody's going to need these skills, and you guys are just completely, totally ahead of the curve, which is really awesome for you. And I think this will only help every single one of us in our student or professional life go further faster. And then I love the fact that we get to do it in community and with just an awesome group of people. So thank you. So Ladislao, I see someone, Ashley, let me wrap this up. I did close the form. I did close the form because I'm sending them out right now. So if your name is on the form, you will be getting a voucher in the next 5 to 10 minutes. As soon as I can hit send and my mail merger doesn't alert for duplicate emails and names, I will be able to hit send. Once I hit send, I will then edit the form a little bit and resend it to everybody who registered for this event and for our last event, because I have over 100 vouchers that need to be used today. I am fine if people want to take 2 exams, no problem. And so I'm going to reach out to everybody, and then I'll leave that form open for a couple hours. And then once I gather them, I will get, or just even send them out in batches. I just want to kind of get to 0 on all the vouchers I have. So, no, Grace, what's happening is just slowing me down. I just can't get them out fast enough because I keep getting blaring alerts because of that. So no, you are fine. I'm just having to edit it manually on the back end. And okay, so Kate, don't worry about it. Just actually, yeah, just Kate, just give me a minute. Let me deploy the ones that I have right now. And as soon as I have done that, I'll be emailing you guys, and you'll have another opportunity to fill out that form. I just want to do it in tranches, and I want to be respectful of our South Asian friends who are time for bed. So they're staying up to get this, to register this. So let me get that done. Let me go ahead and come over this way. Let me sign off. Thank you so much, Ladislao. Fantastic presentation. Great event today. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Thank you.
In the next 5 minutes, you will, if I have your email, you will have a voucher. And then 10 minutes later, I will be opening the form again and reaching out through everybody through Luma. So if you missed it the first time, it's absolutely will be back again. I just didn't want to confuse. I just wanted to get a tranche out and see how many I had left. So, but I'm good. I still have, like, after even these are assigned, I still have like another 100 plus. So I'm really good. Awesome. Thank you all. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.